Once you understand the 5 factors to speed up your manifestation will come very, very, very fast, okay? Like even if you understand just one factor of these 5 that I will mention, your manifestation speed will increase like tenfold, okay? And so how did it help me actually, I was using a lot of these 5 factors. I still use them and work to refine them. And for me, for example, I had a lot of problems with my health at the start, and I had a lot of confidence problems. But once I started to use that, like my success increased repeatedly. Like my confidence has grown so much. My health problems disappeared. Okay. And the same with money. Like a couple of years ago, I was nearly becoming homeless because I was investing a lot of money back then, and I realized that my money management wasn't that great and that I lost a lot of money. And this problem has disappeared as well once I started to use the 5 principles that I mentioned. Okay, so this is just an example. Okay, so let's start then, right? So what's the first factor of these 5? By the way, the order, I will say, doesn't play that big of a role, right? It doesn't play that big of a role. So all of these 5 factors, they influence each other in some kind of way. They influence each other. Okay? So the first factor, I will start with the most simple one, and this is clarity. Okay? Why clarity? Because what you become clear about, and let's say you also visualize that, your reticular activating system starts to seek that. It's like Google, right? What you tap in, it will seek, right? Google will seek what you tap in, the question that you ask. And it's really very similar. So, and to activate your reticular activating system, you need to have clarity, first of all. And then this engine will start to seek these things that you need to create this higher reality, right? To create the reality that you want, the lifestyle that you want to experience. Okay. And yeah, so what does this clarity mean in this case? It means like clarity about where you are right now and where you need to be, where you want to be, where you want to be. Like in 1 year, for example, in half year, 1 year, where do you want to be, right? And how do you experience reality right now, right? Like your strengths, your weaknesses, how do you experience later, right? How do you experience that later, right? So how do you look right now? What clothes do you wear? How will it be later? What are your circumstances now? What kind of circumstances, what kind of environment you want to have later, right? And this is important. The more clarity you have, so the deeper it is, the easier it is to achieve this goal. But don't forget one thing, like clarity comes also from taking action. If you just wait till you have perfect clarity, it will never happen. So you have clarity to try out something. Then you try out something, now you have a bit more clarity. You maybe visualize your goals, so you have sometimes these ideas what you can do, and through that comes again more clarity, and then you take again action, right? So don't wait too long to have perfect clarity. Just get some clarity and then expand it again by taking action, then get again some clarity. Okay. And yeah, like I said, just look what is the ideal lifestyle that you want to live. Like really the numbers, if it's like fitness or like your money, right? What are the numbers that you want to experience, right? Like how would it really look like? Who would you have around you? How would your life look like? What would you experience? How would your day look like? Your ideal day. Okay, so let's go then to the next step. And the next step is self-acceptance. Self-acceptance. When I mean self-acceptance, I mean not just the surface self-acceptance like in the normal people try to portray it in the normal society. You know, kind of like everything is okay, but actually everyone feels miserable subconsciously. This is not self-acceptance. That's bullshit. Okay? So real self-acceptance is about how deep can you accept yourself, also to release this resistance, let go of the need to hold in this resistance towards oneself, so that you can accept yourself with your strengths and your weaknesses fully of who you are, right? And this, I mentioned that also in some other videos more detailed, but this comes like to releasing this energy by feeling it in your body. So sometimes we experience resistance when we live consciously. And when we do that, it blocks us. So you can't transform this energy then if you resist it. And this means you have less energy available to manifest something, right? You have just less energy available. The more you release that energy, the higher states you can achieve. David R. Hawkins talks a lot about that in his book, The Pathway of Surrender, right? About the different states of consciousness. Yeah, so much about that. The trick isn't about feeling this resistance in the body and re-experience it at its full intensity when it appears. So really like sitting with it. And the next step is something that I rarely hear someone to mention that. So I want to mention that here in this video. And this is about your values, right? So when we start life, we have very often values that are actually not our own. It comes from society, and a lot of these values are not aligned with us. Okay? And when you try then to live the values of someone else, or maybe you are even aware, but it's still right now you don't live your values fully, then we experience two types of conflicts. One is a positive conflict, and the other is a negative conflict. When we live a life that is not aligned with our true values, we experience a negative conflict. That means our energy gets suppressed. We feel like a form of fatigue or tiredness, right? Some misalignment in our life. And since energy gets suppressed, we can achieve less. We can manifest less because everything is energy. Okay? That means you have to look at your ideal life that you want to experience and ask yourself, okay, and you have to ask yourself from your intuition or from your heart, okay, not from the mind. So when you look at your ideal version, ideal person that you want to be in 1 year, what kind of values will this person live? What are the core values, like the top 5, 6, 7 values? Okay, what are the core values of this person? Okay, and what are your values right now? Like you experience this reality right now, you have to ask yourself, you will be a character. What kind of values has this character to have to experience this reality? Yeah. And ask yourself also, what is your value order of this ideal version of you? So what is the order of these values? What is the highest value? The most important one? Okay. Yeah. For me, it's, for example, consciousness. Okay. Consciousness. From my perspective, everything gets better if you're conscious. So you can literally transform everything, right? It leads also to higher wisdom. So it's definitely consciousness. Okay. So yeah, as you live your values, positive conflict is created. Positive conflict is when your subconscious releases more energy. So more energy is available to you. You feel higher states, you feel more positive. Obviously, if you feel bad rather than, let's say, a difference between a depressed and a happy person. Obviously, the happy person can achieve way more if they want to, right? Because you have a higher state, you can work better. It's easier. It's more effortless to manifest what you want, right? So the next step is about belief. Okay, you can achieve more than what you believe in. If you believe fully that you will achieve something, it's hard not to achieve it. If you believe fully, okay, that's it. You can get it. There are plenty of reasons why you can get it. You are fully convinced. It's really hard not to get it. Okay. So I give you also another example. If you don't believe you deserve a certain amount of money, then you will act misaligned, or maybe you will try one time, but then once you fail, you will just think, I knew I'm just not done for that, and then you will give up. Okay, So it's better when your actions are aligned with your belief, when you work on your beliefs. So ask yourself, what beliefs do you need to experience, to manifest the next level reality, right? Like, what beliefs do you need? Really. Look into your version, like financially, for example, in 1 year. Okay, what beliefs do you need? What would you believe in about money? What will you believe in about this world? What will you believe about yourself? For example, if you believe it's easy in this world to make money, then, well, it's easier for you to get it, rather than if you believe the world is against you and, it's all, we just experience inflation, everything is doomed. If you think like that, then your subconscious, your reticular activating system will focus on these bad things. And then you will get it as a feedback loop, right? And it will be harder for you to achieve your goals because you believe, the world's against you anyway. So in my world, for example, I believe the world gets always better. My life gets always better. And life is for me. Okay? And with these beliefs, it's way easier for me to achieve because I get way more luck, right? I get way more luck. I get way more things happening for me. And because of that, I'm more motivated to achieve again more, right? And yeah, look at this triangle. Your general beliefs, right? Your beliefs about yourself and your beliefs about the world. And also the beliefs that if you do something, so the beliefs of a condition, if you grow, then you can become this person, right? Or if you take action, you will finally achieve your goal. So if you do something, bind it into a condition. If you grow or if you read personal development books, you can adapt enough to manifest your goals. This can help you. Or if you master manifestation via your subconscious, you'll become this person that you want to be. This helps you to close the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Look also what your beliefs are right now. Like when you look at your world, and if you will be just a character, if you see yourself as a character in this world, like what does this character need to believe in to experience this kind of reality? Okay? Okay, the next level, the next factor is the environment, the last of the 5. And there's this quote, you are the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. I don't agree with this quote, honestly. It's to some degree true, but not fully, okay? In reality, it's more like you're the average, you become the average of the, you become the average of the, you become the average of the energy you surround yourself with. So it's not just about the people, it's also the things that you consume, the food, the social media, the movies, the YouTube videos that you watch, the books that you read, and the atmosphere. It plays a huge role if your air is totally polluted or you live in nature. Okay, it's a big difference for your health and for your energy level. Okay. So ask yourself, what will be like this average energy you will surround yourself with in the next step, like in 1 year, for example, or when you achieve this goal by the end of this year, right? What will be the average people that you have around you, right? What will be the average people? What would you consume? For example, the books, the movies, or whatever, the articles. What would you consume? What would you stop also doing? What would you not do anymore, right? Who would you not surround yourself with any longer? The thing is, this environment is like a feedback loop. Imagine you are like, let's say you are on the way to be successful, to create a way better life. But you have an environment, let's say the people, they give you a feedback loop like, yes, don't dream too high, it's all okay. So they have this average thinking mindset, like just be average. And the thing is, if you're thinking like that, like, no, not if you're thinking like that, but if they give you a feedback loop, now, of course, you watch my YouTube video. Maybe you become conscious of that, like, hey, this doesn't make sense. But the thing is, it still takes your effort to fight against that, to decide constantly not to believe them, right? And if you start identify with what they say, then it starts to keep you down, right? It starts to drag you down, because this will then create your reality, because they give you constantly this feedback loop that you're just average, stay average. But if you have a better feedback loop where people give you as a feedback loop, hey, you can do it. Yeah, man, let's aim for financial freedom, right? Let's aim for financial freedom. Let's live free. Let's design our lifestyles. If you have this as feedback loop, it's hard not to believe in it, right? Because you don't just believe it in your mind, you also get it as feedback loop from your reality back. So this reinforces your beliefs. It reinforces your energy and your beliefs, right? Yeah. So this less exercise will be about the values and the environment together. Really look at what will be an ideal environment be in 1 year, and imagine also how you have these values that you live. Like imagine how you have this personality traits where you have these values embodied. So visualize yourself in the morning, how you are in this environment, right? Where you see also these results, and where you are, we have this, we have this energy of this environment, right? Your dream environment, where you experience that. Where you experience that and you have these core values that you live, right? You have this positive environment, they give you feedback, you have the results that you want. Yeah, imagine that, visualize that while you are relaxed. In best case, after you wake up, because then your subconscious is the most open, okay? And yeah, and be thankful for that. Just experience like you already have it, not like it's a fight. Okay, to condition yourself to be in this environment, to have more of this reality, and take one action at least to come closer to this reality. Take at least one action, right? Just one step that brings you closer to this reality, to these steps of this video. Okay, yeah, comment below what was you learning from this video, or what do you want to see next time. And yeah, then I see you next time. Bye bye.